And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Car Mechanics Simulator 2021. I'm your host, RPG Guy, and as you can see, we have accumulated the monies that we will need to pretty much finish this car off. As you see, we've done the engine, but there's still a lot to do, pretty much everything. So, the biggest expense right out the gate, though, is going to be the body parts. The parts of this car here. And it's a Sakura Takumi, so let's go ahead and order these parts now. So that way we don't have to worry about it later. So we're going to need one of everything. And then we also will need 2 license plates. Which we'll just do 2 Alaskan ones, because why not? Alright. Now what we need to do is put this all together. And we need to double check if we gotta do a paint job on this or not. Probably not. I haven't checked it. We got it done and I'm like, right away, we gotta repair it now, yeah. But see, because the engine is done for the most part, we can really start working on the undercarriage and getting that knocked out once we get the body part. But you can see right there, we spent about $3 grand just to buy the parts for the car. And it'll be another $3 grand-ish or so for the rest of the vehicle. So just in my head, it made sense to just stock up on cash, level up a wee bit, and really kind of get in a sense of what needs to be done. Oh, crap baskets. There's specific stuff here. Okay, front bumper. It's all of the B's. Okay, hold on 1 second. So, see, not paying attention. So, front bumper B isn't even here. So that would imply that... Here we go. So, what do we need exactly? I don't think it's all of it. Front bumper, hood B. For the bumper, the hood. Both tail lights and both headlights. So, it's everything but the trunk, I think. But bumpers. The lights. And I think the hood. Front bumper. It's not the rear bumper, but it was the front bumper and the hood. Again, this is why it was worth it, like another $2 grand, just because I screwed up. Yeah, we'll do the alignment in a moment. So they want us to refill the car with coolant. And for laughs, I am going to probably take the car through the testing thingamajig. But we know we have enough money to finish this vehicle, so I'm not worried about that. So with that said, there we go. So there's no more monetary upgrades we got to worry about. Money-wise, we're done. Okay, let's move here. Okay. Alright. So the car work is pretty much done here. Just know we're going to need some of this right out the gate here. Let's get this car all the way up and take a look at what we're dealing with. So... It's a pile of shit. Shock absorber A, so we're going to need 2 of these and 2 shock absorber A's. What's going on in back? I guess we can worry about that later. Okay. So we're going to need the big lot here. 4, 5, 6 is what it looks like. So we're going to need... No, 2, 3, 4. So we need 8 bushings. We need a sway bar, 2 of these suckers. Now, here's the thing, though, is we could save some money by trying to repair as much of this as possible. And we're going to probably go for it, too. Now that we've leveled up a bit and our repair level's so high, it kind of warrants fiddling around with the repair abilities. There are things in the previous installment of this game that you just cannot fix. Most of it's going to be things like brake apparatus. Anything related to the brakes you usually can't repair. Ooh, yeah, we'll need a cylinder too. So we'll need probably 4 of these. So there's going to be a thing where there's going to be stuff you just can't repair. And we may as well treat this as if we were really going to restore it. And we'll get as many pieces as we can pretty much covered. Things like bushings, usually rubber joints and rubber pieces you can't really repair. In the previous installments you couldn't repair exhaust, so I would assume this is the same deal here. And what we're doing, what I am doing anyway, is pretty much still making a list of every part. But the idea is that by making a list of every part, we know exactly what we need to replace here. And we want to do one side of the car at a time with a few exceptions, and those exceptions are going to be, as you can see, anything with the bushings, because we need to be able to get access to these center pieces and whatnot. So, and who knows, maybe they allow a lot more to be fixed in this than they did in the past. You don't know unless we try. And that goes with rims, too. We could actually try to fix the rims. To be fair, if we can repair all this stuff, it's going to save us a lot of cash. A lot of cash, because most of the stuff that isn't tie rods and bushings is repairable, and brakes. and brakes. At least they were in the previous game. So it wouldn't hurt to see what we can actually repair. And then some of this stuff's so destroyed we may not be able to even do that anyway. Oh, they do allow for brake calipers to be fixed. Okay. That's the one. Oh, and the other pieces. We broke that. So we already bought that anyway. So I'm not too worried about that. So you can see where we gotta land, make stuff land, so to speak, in order to be successful. But I do not see bushings in there, so that's a big one. This fail. I don't mind if it fails because we bought new ones anyway. I think we repaired it, so whatever. Ah, crap. Okay. We also have access to stuff over here. So they're offering repair options as long as you're willing to sit and wait. Even though these are usually pretty cheap, so the whole point of, I think that's why they put a workbench here, so it's right next to this, so you can repair stuff while that's spinning. In the future, we'll have to do that. But, we're learning the new tools and fiddling with them. I don't think we get any XP for fiddling with them, but oh well. And we just have to order the pieces as we need to. So let's put this in. There's also something over there we haven't looked at. I don't know what that is. Oh, that might be the new paint upgrades. Just get rid of everything really quick. We're trying too hard here. Nope. It seems like exhaust we can't repair. We actually did repair that. Cat converter. Before we get too far. Now, theoretically, we might have been able to repair these. We'll try it out before we get too far. I mean, we'll use what we bought, I guess, but I'm wondering if we can actually fix it. No. I don't think we fixed the rims either of the tires. Well, we couldn't have because we didn't separate them, so we'll have to see if we can repair the rims. Let's just see how that goes. Yes, we can. Tires you can't repair, but so we'll have to get new tires. Let's see here. $185.70.13 standard. $185.70.13. And there's 4 of them. So that way we can do the other tires. Let's actually do all the tires right now. Because then if we need to buy rims, we can. Or we start like sticking around with the assembly and reassembly and all that. We can get them all balanced and everything. Yeah, now that there's more stuff that we can repair from versus the previous game, I'm wondering what other things we could actually... Like, what is now the better way to micromanage repairing all the equipment? Becomes my immediate question in my brain. Well, we don't have to touch. Oh, we got. And then we can start making a list of the things we know. I'm going to start using the list of the things we know we cannot replace. That way we can see and try to, like, simplify what we got to do later. You know, I know that sounds weird, but when you really think about it, it makes sense. Because if you can't recover things that are rubber or plastic, if you can't repair those items, like brake pads, I guess we could do drums technically, so, and ventilated brake discs and stuff, so that changes a lot. But the stuff that we normally can't repair, we're going to have to now start looking at other means of creating our lists for these restoration jobs, which isn't a big deal. It's just something we have to keep in mind of how we got to go about doing it. We're going to need another one of those. We need to cover that. We actually had the option to fix that and it broke while we were trying to do it, so not much we can do about that. Yeah, those tie rods, because there's rubber involved or something involved in what they are, we clearly can't do it the way I'd like to do it. Need 2 of these. hub bearings. You can see, like, I guess that's the rubber part that can't be done. All of these two. Again, I'm not sure. I might be just talking out of my ass here on that. Which wouldn't be the first time I talked about crap out of my ass about any of this, but it is something I try to figure out in my head. My tiny pea-brained head. Blah, 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 blah. Pretty sure there's going to be brakes, regular brakes in the back of the car. May as well just buy them all now. Okay. Move over here. Let's just reassemble this, and then we just got to do the back of the car. Then I think we may have to do fluids, but I think we did fluids already. So I think we'll be okay there. Yeah, I think this is going to be our pattern. Pretty much attempt to repair anything metal that's not related to rubber or shocks. Even then, I think there in the original game, or in the last iteration of the game, you could repair one of the rear spring parts. And you guys will see what I mean when we get there, but we're not there yet, so. We bought some of those things, and now that we know we don't need to, if in theory we can repair it, right? The front of the car is done, so all that's left is the rear with the gear. So let's go back there and take a look. So I know for a fact we probably can't repair that. So we'll do, but just in case, we'll do those two, these two things. And how many bushings are back here? They are regular rubber bushings, and there's two, so we're going to need at least two. We've got brake pads and everything else, so beyond that, I don't know what else we're going to need. Let's order this stuff now. And we might be able to repair that, so we'll see. In the previous games, you could repair the leaf springs, which are the little U-shaped things hanging there. All of this was repairable, so it would be normally repairable, so we're going to assume that it still is. The question is that I know in the previous installment, the spring cap was replaceable, but I wasn't too sure about the top piece, but it's metal, so maybe we can repair it. But we won't know until we actually do it. We also got to take the axle off, so we can attempt to repair this coil leaf spring thingy, because that's an expensive part. And if we can get it working for us in a good way here, we'll be in a really great position going forward. Because, like I said, normally it's an expensive part. So the act that this lady wants us to restore this car. Now, we might be going overboard, because I think she only said she wanted it drivable. So I might be doing way too much. But the idea is even if we are doing too much, we're not paying for it outright. The engine was a big one. You know, there's no way to sit there and know what exactly is going to be freaking wrong with the engine. So replacing that piece by perfidious piece was important. Now, the other thing we could have done was leveled up our levels even higher for repair, and then started working on this car. And if we would have done that, it probably would have, in the end of the day, been a lot cheaper overall, but we didn't do that, so we had to pay for that engine pretty much outright. And now, when we hit level 17, we may have enough XP to get fixing of the body parts of cars. So that's the next big assortment of repair work coming up. So who knows? There we go. The next one. Now that's a fail. That's a fail too. The biggest thing that we need to fix is that axle. And really, these other parts aren't as big of a deal. Again, being probably the most expensive part with regards to the rear suspension of the car. Okay. So 2 pieces we did not get fixed. I can live with that. It's pretty easy. Pretty simple. So we'll need one of those. No, not the spring. The cap. Okay, we didn't... Okay, so those are still probably not fixable. Oops. So we don't need that. There we go. And we're just going to keep our eye for whatever we didn't get doubles of, because that's clearly what broke while we were working. Leaf spring plate. Nice. Spring. Put this on before we work with the knuckle. Alright. we didn't do that. So that's simple. Oh, we did do that, but maybe we didn't. Oh, I did that with a different car that needed to be fixed. Let's go here to the test path. What's not aligned? Ah, probably from the new tires. So I thought we checked this earlier, and this wasn't a big deal at all. Headlamp. Oh! Take that. Okay, for each light. Got it. Done, done, done. Alright, this bad boy is done. And this is going to leave us with a solid $15,897. So we didn't really make any money off of this car. We actually lost 10 grand because we started with 41K, but there's trunk B missing from the car. The fuck? Oh, see, I still have the wrong trunk. Trunk B missing from the car. I did not put on trunk B. I thought I did. You're gonna tell me this game is broken. Why does it look like it's broken? It just says hood, so... Rear bumper B. Okay, hold on. Maybe I was reading that wrong. There we go. So that gave us about 30 grand back. And we're going to resell all of this because clearly I bought a lot of garbage that I didn't need to buy. So we lost some money on that, and that's a lot of that was my bad. So it is what it is. What are you really gonna do about it, bro? The Del Rey High Road. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Let's put this box away. That's gonna annoy me if I don't go out and just get that to stop showing. Cool. Good for that. Yeah, and if you didn't notice, like, these are the paint booth, test path facility, and then this building was under construction, but now it's done. And this was the Dino Star, which we can't go up there, but, you know, we unlocked this earlier. I just wanted to show it off to you guys. Though I think we did a car where we had to do that, but just so you could see it, like, from the exterior. You know, alright, let's take a look at our next car here, after we take our level up. We have 6 points. That'll max us out. That means we can now replace body parts of the car, not of the human being. And then what we should probably do is just keep investing in this. Actually, we could probably just keep investing in this stuff to help make the repairs go faster. We don't need to move much faster than we're moving. So. All right. Good morning. I'd like someone to take a look at my car. I'm not an automotive fan. The car should serve me to move from point A to point B or to go fishing. I love fishing trips. And that's one of the reasons for my visit. Most of all, I beg you, please do something with the car seat and couch. I recently had the whole container with fish tip over in it. As far as the smell of fish doesn't bother me. The amount of water damage is driving me mad. Please take a look under the hood while you're at it. I know nothing about mechanics, Recently, when I was making my way through the back road to the lake, some thingamabob fell off. Since then, the car has been swaying strangely, and do something about the back. When I pack up the whole boot, the wheels, I think they mean the whole boat. The wheels are pressing against the wheel arches. Maybe there's something underinflated? Do whatever is in your power. I've got a competition soon. Change oil and other tasks. So it's going to be probably a long smorgasbord list of shit that needs to be done. So, but we'll go ahead and give this guy a car wash. Because I'm a nice guy like that. It gives me a better idea of what needs to go. Oh, it's a Woodie. Those of you who don't know what a Woodie is, you can clearly see the wood paneling on the cars. They were big in the 60s, 70s, and 80s? My mother had one. Memories. Alright, let's take a look. Okay, let's look at the non-relevant stuff. Windshield wiper fluid and wheel alignment. Changing of oil. Leaf spring U-bolt, and we don't know anything else. So, a lot of it looks not engine related. So let's just go right to our tests here, our mechanical tests. There's a bad fuel filter. For sure, so we'll go and deal with that now. Not much we gotta do to fix that. Other than get it and put it in. Check the tires. Well, pretty much we have the machination, whatever you want to pronounce it, to repair any car to its full restoration. Which means we can start looking at better ways to make money. But since we have storyline objectives, we may as well keep doing them. And what that means is once we hit about 60k plus, we could probably start doing junkyard dives. I would even wait till we had a little bit more money than even that, but we are going to get to a point where we need to make a decision of how and when we want to do that. May as well do as much of the story as possible. Okay. Oh, no. It may not work with an OBD. I guess it did. Okay. Looks pretty good. Alright, so all we really need to do is the fluid requests. So let's double check what they want. Windshield washer fluid and the wheel calibration. We don't need to replace anything with the wheels from the look of it. So we'll double check the rims. But if we don't need to, we could do the real alignment right now, I guess. Or we do it at the very end. Well, you know what? We'll do it at the end. No oil change? Oh yeah, oil change. Okay, so we need to do that. May not be that much to do with this car outside of the undercarriage because of what's there, really. Glug, 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 glug. But I do see like a crossbar that's clearly got to be redone. Let's lower this and finish with the oil. The rims look pristine, so not much to do with that. Let's go ahead and fill with oil. And then we're going to do our suspension test, because it looks like this is a very heavily spaced suspension vehicle. So we'll check that. And then there was something else I wanted to double check. It sounded like they want us to replace the interior. Let me see here. Huh. do the test path. Leaf spring U-bolt. Okay, so we can't even do this test without that. We may as well just start taking it apart at this point. Clearly the back suspension's jacked up pretty bad, which he did mention was the thing. Said it was causing it to sway. Well, we know what that would be causing. We know what would be causing that. And clearly that back axle's pretty screwed up. He's gonna need a new brake pad, it looks like. And some new bushings. Actually, he doesn't look like he needs that, but he does look like he needs that. What is the repair? 49? Here's the thing. There's so much jacked up stuff on the back axle area, we're just gonna take it all off and repair it. He's gonna need 2 of these. Clearly gonna need 2 of those. That's 2 of those. So these we might be able to repair. 2 of these. And the rest we'll see what happens. Because why not? Oh, and he's missing a U-bolt, so... see what they let us fix. It looks like the front doesn't have as much wrong with the suspension, but it still has stuff wrong with the suspension. And there we go. Let's work on the back here. We'll do the discs while we're working on it too. Okay. And before we even really get started with this, some things you just can't fix. But you can't say we didn't try. Okay. Again, when they're in the red area like that, just sometimes you can't repair it, you know? So we have 3, so we need to buy 1 more of these. We'll buy 1 of these. This should be everything. We'll put this all back together. Surprisingly, I thought rather, we were going to have some interior to work on, but they're not really giving it to us. They made it sound like we had to replace some of the interior of the cars, so I'm wondering if there's going to be storyline that makes us do that at some point. I remember interior work being really annoying. Okie dokie. It's going to probably be all in the front. Okay. One thing for sure is there's a lot of stuff in the front we can't do, so. What are these? Front shock absorb double wishbones. 2 of those. 2 of those. With 2 of those. Okay. Brake pad actually looks okay. It is actually okay. Actually, a lot of this is okay. So once you get down in here, it's but we gotta undo. But you know what? Now we don't. The more I think about it, we don't really have to undo a lot of this. Just needed to take the tire off. No. Okay, how bad? That looks okay. The lower doesn't. The tie rods look okay. This looks okay. Still gotta undo it. There's 2 bushings here, so 2, 3, 4. So it's probably good. What about the sway bar? Sway bar looks okay as well. That one looked okay. So I may have bought more of these than I needed, but that's fine. Rather more than enough than not enough at all. Bushings were actually okay on there. 2 parts not discovered. Isn't the sway bar? Upper bushings look okay. Tie rods, I think, look okay. Yeah, they look fine. Now, regardless, let's... This doesn't look okay, but... Well, yeah, it does. Let's repair what we got, and then we can run a test. And see where there's an issue. We could only fix the one thing. Okay. That's a problem. We'll see. Maybe it's just these because they're not taken apart. And I think it is exactly that. Now, we bought more than what we needed. No, maybe not. Let's just see what happens here. Let's do that to save us trouble. Put that in. There we go. Still 2 parts, but everything else is pretty much done. Let's go ahead and take this to the test path and see if it finds something wrong. That car did not sound like it wanted to start properly, so I have a feeling we might have missed something in the engine. It's totally plausible. We didn't look at the engine very carefully either, so that, you know. But it needs to be, it would probably be mostly surface repairs to the engine because we didn't really get any reports of work that needed to be done deep down in it. He said to pop the hood and take a look, and we didn't really fix much in here except for the fuel filter. Bet you the air filter's bad. Wouldn't surprise me anyway. There's still another thing wrong. Yeah, so the air filter. Screw you. Screw you. And this part doesn't look so bad that it needs to be replaced. This doesn't look that bad. Fuse actually didn't pop up. Ah, crap. Which means we're out of coolant. Well, we figured out that it was a filter. All the other filters registered fine that I can think of. Let me see here. What else can it be? Throttle would come up in a test. Spark plugs, all of that would have shown up on a test. Rollers look okay. This is going to bug the hell out of me because I can't really think of what it could possibly be that would not show up on a test. Only thing I can think of there's one part. One singular part. It's always something. Let's do this. Let's run our diagnostics again. See if anything comes up. If nothing comes up, it's gotta be something in the suspension. But nothing... Well, no, not necessarily. We just tested the suspension. So that's all fine. Tires are good. It's gotta be just one thing. I blinked and I missed it as we were doing a test or something. Oh, jeez. Well, that's good. This had a weird reading. Alright. Could be the most obscure fucking thing, I know it. Even brake servos show up on the test, so it's like, what the hell could it be? That would not register. Only thing it could be is maybe something in the, maybe something in the transmission. It's the only place we haven't objectively looked. we're gonna look. And when I say objectively, it's like, it doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna show up. Can't tell if there's something wrong in the center there. Doesn't look. Looks fine to me. You know what? I bet you it's the oil pan. The only other thing that looks freaking hideous. That looks really bad. I mean, it looks worse than... This looks worse than this, so... I'm running out of ideas here, so we're going to give it a try since the car is elevated. Because they don't test the oil pan, so there's no way to really know here. Until we take it off. You know, it could be as the oil filter. I didn't even think about that. Well, we're already taking this off. No, it's not that. It's a goddamn oil filter. I had one job in life, guys. Just one. Not to forget the goddamn filters! We'll double check, and then we put oil in it, and we're done. It was that. It was... Motherfucker. It's just on the verge of looking fine. But I should have known when he asked me to change the oil. I should have looked at here where it says change oil. Well, it says change oil. It doesn't say to replace the filter, but I should have just double-checked the filter while we were doing it. And like a jackass on parade, I chose to do it the hard way. And beat myself over the head time and time again with a kendo stick. Wrapped in barbed wire. Camel cum, I don't know. Got fucked really badly there because I wasn't paying attention. So, not a lot of money for that job, but we're getting close back up to where we were monetarily. We have another story car coming up. We're getting to a point in the game where there's nothing we technically cannot do, job-wise, which is great. That's how I like it to be. The thing is that, as you can see, the cars they're starting to get weird again with the we don't know exactly what's wrong kind of a thing. But again, to reiterate, we get to repair a lot of the parts, not all of them, but it's really changing how I analyze and, tear down kind of what we got and kind of structure our repairs. I know that didn't sound like it sounded more confusing than it actually is, but we're now in a better way able to structure our repair work. With that said, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/EctorCheese for more live gaming action. And when we come back, more story mode for Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll see you guys next time.